All in audio experience.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the All In Audio Experience. It's your boy Jordan here.
And Trent is in the building today. Let's go, baby. We got a
Yes,
good topic.
sir.
Yes,
A
sir.
whole lot of good stuff, man. It's a big weekend NFL playoffs. Well, we at the divisional round.
Yep, divisional round. So, we got this should be a great round. So, competing, we should see a lot of good games. Last week we saw some people get their ass kicked. This round, I think we should see
Yeah,
some good games.
yeah. It was a lot of blowouts last week, but it was kind of them like getting the weak teams out of here. I think the only close game was the Commanders versus the Bucks, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. I think I said this on our last pod, but I might have been a little wrong about Jaden. I might have been a little wrong about Jaden. I try to double down, and sometimes in life you gotta just not double down. Brother's good.
Yep.
Brother's pretty good. Um, yeah, bro, that boy, they won by three, won by field goal. He just got it, man. He's got the athleticism. He can make the throws over the middle, outside long balls, nice. Brother's cooking. He can play. He can play. So I gotta let that one go. He's here to stay.
Yeah, he's here. He's arrived, man. Um, And I don't think he'll slump. Like, Stroud made a little slump or whatever. I think he'll be good. He just got to stay healthy. He is very slender. He got smoked on the sideline last week. So, I just want him to stay healthy and he'll be good.
Yeah, and Shroud had a big game too. Kind of pivoted to him. They blew out what was it, the Chargers,
Hold
and I
up.
thought that
I
was going
can't
to be a
hear
close
nothing.
game. You can't hear nothing.
Okay, now I can hear
They
you.
blew out the Chargers in what I thought was going to be a good, like a really good game. I thought the Justin Herbert finally had like a solid coach. I kind of been critical of his coaches over the years, but he had a solid coach. He had like McConkey, and they could not get anything going. He had four picks, and they just fell apart. For one, that Texas defense is nasty, so that's one thing. But I think, and you know me, I've not been a big Justin Herbert guy. I think he's talented, but I think he's a little overrated in my opinion. A lot of people put him in that top five category. I think he's a top 10 quarterback towards the 10, 9, 8 range to me. And I think this just kind of proves it, man. Seems like every big game, for whatever reason, sometimes it's his fault, sometimes it's not. He just doesn't come out on the winning end. And I think that means something. I think that that's not like a coincidence.
Yeah, I think he's uh he's a Matt Ryan. I mean, he's good, but he's not gonna take you all the way. I just don't get those vibes from him every time the playoffs. Like, how do you get beat? Was it last year? Trevor Lawrence and them came back on him or something
Yeah.
crazy. Like, how do you allow that type of stuff to happen? Four picks, some were his fault. He was getting chased around, but look, that's inexcusable, bro. Four picks is
Yeah.
crazy.
So, and my thing with him is I think there's room for improvement though. So when I actually watch him, he has Matt Ryan impact in the sense of like he only goes as far as the team takes him. This year, their running game and defense uh played much better than they ever have for him. And no coincidence, he made the playoffs and had one of his best seasons from a winning perspective. Um, the thing with him that I see that is he does have a strong arm. He has some athleticism. He can dart a ball. Somebody made a good point when I was listening to another podcast that he has problems with touch. He doesn't have that floated over the catch like touch or floated over the defender type of touch that he needs to work on. He hard throws everything. Like what I'm saying, he overly leans into that arm when he needs to, I think, learn some of the more nuances of quarterbacking and how to have touch and how to make some different throws.
Yeah.
Ignore my washing machine. It
Okay. I was like, what is this? This man got
bro,
Christmas carols playing? What?
bro. I think I've finally tuned it out, but like when it pops up at random times, I'm like, bro, I need to switch that off. But yeah,
Okay, so it
every
can be
time
turned up.
I'm almost positive it can. I've just been lazy. But yeah, man, getting back to it though, the Chargers are out of here, and so we have our playoff format. And right
Let
before we
me
get to that though, My fault.
Let
You
me
about to say
say
something?
one more thing
Go ahead.
about your floater, about Herbert's throwing. Like,
Okay.
that is a great example. Well, the play that explains that perfectly is Stingley intercepting that ball. I think that may have been the last pick.
Okay.
Stingley may have gotten two, but there was a lot of separation between Stingley and another person, and he threw a line drive where Stingley was able to catch it underneath. If he just
Mhm.
would have floated it, left it out there a little further, he would have been all right. But he
Yeah.
didn't have the touch.
Yeah. And so that's something in his game he's got to fix. And yeah, I mean, Chargers are out of here, man. And I really don't think you can point to anything other than Herbert's maturing and also some offensive line issues because they was getting to him. Going to something else though, before we get straight to like get into the playoffs, we got to give a shout out to all these rookies in general, man. All the rookies this year, this has been a good rookie class. Um,
Yeah.
that boy, defensive end for the LA Rams, Jared Verse, he
Oh, verse,
nasty.
yeah, versus
He
Cole, man.
nasty. He nasty. Sean McVay got a bunch of good picks since Aaron Donald left. Because they got that Fisk kid. I think it's Braden Fisk, something like that. They got a couple of nice guys on that defensive line. We know the receivers are elite. Marvin Harrison, people have been hating on him, but I mean, he had like 800 yards in his rookie year. That's pretty good. You got your Brian Thomas Juniors. You got your Malik Neighbors. You got your Lad McConkeys. I mean, this is a good rookie class, bro. Like, uh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was uh, I was high on what's the quarterback for the Patriots?
Oh, Drake May is good.
Drake May.
He's
Drake
good.
May. I was hesitant because he was a Carolina quarterback, but I was like, he looks decent and he's pretty good too. So man, shout
Yeah.
out to the rookies.
Yeah, the rookie class of quarterbacks, I mean, everything looks pretty good. Let's even talk about Cooper DeJean and
Hmm.
Mitchell with the Eagles. They look good. So it's a
Yeah,
lot of dudes that went the first round and they performing. This is a good
facts,
class for sure.
facts, facts, facts. So hey man, I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna get to it, bro. It's a big playoff weekend. We got nothing but good teams left, I feel like. Let me
Yep.
see if I can share my screen real quick. Yeah. So I'm showing the I want to make it bigger, bro. I want to make it bigger. Then bigger. Enter full screen mode. All right, bet, 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 bet. All right. So it's got us in the small window. I don't know if it's showing you. Is it showing you the bracket?
Yeah, it's showing. Yep.
All right, bet, 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 bet. So we got the full playoff bracket right here. All right, man. Start us off, Trent. Where you want to go first with it, bro? Nothing but good matchups.
Oh man. So look, I want to go to this game in particular because this is sneaky over here. The Eagles and Rams.
Okay.
Look, the Rams are slept on. We saw that last week.
Ooh.
The Vikings, they thought they was hot. I mean, of course, Sam Darnold has always been shaky, but look, for them to tear apart the Vikings like that, that was crazy. Um, they have Stafford, they have McVay, they've been there. They got Cup, he been there, and they got Puka. I mean, the offense is elite. The defense is underrated, and the Eagles have been, kind of shaky, man. So look, my pick right here is actually going to be the Rams, and people going to be
Mm.
like, that's my upset of all of these. Is going to be
Okay.
the Rams in that game.
Okay. So I'm glad we all like try to come with an upset. This will not be my upset. And the Rams had such a good showing. I really, really thought about it. The defensive line looks good. Um, the their offense has experienced guys with Cooper Cup and Puka Nacua, and we know Matthew Stafford shows up for big games. It was so hard for me not to pick Sean McVay and the boys, but I will be going with the Eagles because I think that offensive line will take care of business. They will push Jared Verse and them boys back. Saquon Barkley will get his, and they will take care of business with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, man. And that Eagles secondary, elites, man. They will be all over them boys. I think Cooper and Cup and Puka Nacua will get theirs. But I think when it comes down to it and when it matters most, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Darius Slay and them boys are gonna make Reed Blankenship. I think they got CJ Gardner Johnson. They are deep, bro. And I think they're gonna take care of business. And I'm betting on the Eagles to handle business. I got the Eagles.
Okay, all right. I like that. I like that too. So, all right,
Alrighty.
let's go on up to the Lions Commanders. So,
All
I
right.
think a lot of people have this one on their radar as a possible upset, but
Yeah.
I think the Lions are going to handle their business, man. Um, I just love the coach's mentality, the team's mentality. They're not gonna lose this game, man. I don't believe it. I think is Montgomery coming back, maybe. So look, you got the two-headed the monsters coming back. So I think the Lions will win this game comfortably, and that's my pick.
Okay. Sure got the Lions. Commanders are frisky. I have not been a Jaden Daniels truther. I've not jumped on the bandwagon. And I will not be on the bandwagon today. Uh nah, man, I got the Lions taking care of business, man. I just think they're too much. I think that offensive line is too big and too ruthless, man. They gonna be able to run the football, they're gonna be able to score points. And the defense is getting healthier. And even when they weren't healthy, they were still playing ball and to take care of business. Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, they gonna make a play or two. The Lions gonna win by 14 or so. I think they're gonna handle business, man. And I think they're gonna get out of there and go to the NFC Championship game.
Yes, sir. I like that. I like that. All right, I'm gonna go. Dang, let's see. This thing is in the way.
And we going all the way up to the Super Bowl, man. We had our Super Bowl picks, so we're gonna see if we still on that by the end of this.
Okay, all right. Look, I'm gonna go to the Chiefs Texans. That's the next
Okay.
game I'm gonna go to.
All right.
All right, because we know the big game is the next one. So
Okay.
look, the Chiefs, they're gonna kick the Texans' ass, man. That's what's about to happen.
Mm,
Look,
mm.
now I know this. The Texans have a recipe to stop Mahomes. How did Mahomes get beat before against the Bucks? A great pass
Talk
rush.
about it. Talk
That
about it.
is that's what I'm scared about. But look, this team is, I think, the most complete group that we've kind of seen in the past few years with the Chiefs, man. They got Hollywood Brown back, Hopkins, Worthy is coming on strong. That's another rookie that we didn't even mention. Of course, Pacheco is back healthy. And I think they just too much for him, bro. That's why I got the Chiefs in this game.
Okay. 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 The Chiefs are a -9 favorite. The Detroit Lions are only a -8.5 versus the Commanders. A lot of people gonna be losing money on January 18th at 3:30 p.m. when this game starts because the Texans about to roll up into Kansas City and take them boys out, man.
Woo!
Will
Boy.
Anderson and Daniil Hunter is on that boy ass. They have two tackles that are suspect. They have an offense that has been inconsistent, but when it comes to it, ain't nobody guarding Nico Collins. I think the Texans, if this is close, I think the Texans are going to run in there and take out the defending championships. And this fool's gold season comes to an end. I do not think the Chiefs are that good. I think they're solid on defense. I don't think they're super elite. I think they know how to win and they've been able to skate by. But I do not believe in that offensive line. I think this has been one of Patrick Mahomes' worst years. I think he's been elite enough to hold it together and keep them winning as much as he has. But I don't love Hollywood Brown when it matters most. I think Travis Kelce's old. DeAndre Hopkins is washed. And Xavier Worthy is you wet behind the ears, man. There's just too many things I don't believe in on this team. Pacheco, he hasn't had an elite season because of injury. It's just they're primed to lose a lot of people money, and I am picking the Texans as my underdog pick of the week. I got the Texans.
Wow, man. Look, I
Yeah.
don't believe the game script will allow them to lose in this divisional round, man. I
I
don't think
got
the
you. I
NFL
see what.
script, man.
That's why I'm jumping out on a limb here, but yeah, because I definitely can see me just being wrong, and the Chiefs just keep doing what they do. But nah, man, I think the Chiefs get out of here.
That's a good pick though, man. I was not expecting this to be the upset game, but boy, if it
Yeah,
is, I would love to see it for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Now, let's go to the last matchup, man. This is the Bills Ravens is going to decide a lot of talk for the rest of the season, the football season. They're going to talk trash about Lamar if he loses this game. They're going to talk trash. They might talk trash about Josh Allen if he loses this game. I've been seeing the media, they like, look, if Lamar does not get past this round, he's got all these MVPs and nothing to show for it. It's this is a must-win game for Lamar. And look, I think they're gonna go in there and do it. They got him and Henry in the backfield. They have no excuse not to run the ball and kill these guys. The Bills defense is undersized. So I think that being one of the huge factors in this game, run the ball and execute at a high level. I think, and I also think people are really, when we had this talk with Julian, like, and everybody talking about this is a one man team with the Bills on offense. James Cook is slept on. They have Ray Davis. I think he got knocked out last game. They got Ty Johnson. If you watch them play, they utilize those three running backs in a way that nobody else uses them. You see Ty Johnson catching touchdowns every week. Last week he had a great touchdown pass thrown to him in the back of the
Martin
end zone.
Cooper, Dalton Kincaid, Matt Collins,
Yep.
Khalil Shakir.
Um, so I think people are really underestimating how good this team is because they have one or two Pro Bowlers on that team. The offensive line is also elite. So um, the media is going to talk shit about the Ravens if they lose this game. But I think even if they lose this game, it's all about how Lamar performs. If he performs well, we should not hear a lot of talk and discussions about all these MVPs and not making it. Anyways, my pick is the Ravens. Lamar has to win this game. Ravens win this game.
We're on the same page, brother. I
Okay.
got the Ravens going into Buffalo and handling business in a career statement game. I think Lamar takes care of business, and it's not because I think the teams are closer than people think, but I think the defense is where the edge goes to me for the Ravens. I think the offenses are pretty matched up. I think Josh Allen and Lamar are obviously a match. Like you said, James Cook led running backs in touchdowns this year. I think he had like 18 or something like that. They got Shakir. They got Kincaid. They got Dalton Knox. They got Keon. You know, they got guys, and the Ravens got guys. They got the Derrick Henry, the best running back of this generation. I said it here first. They got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Zay Flowers. Let's see if Zay Flowers back. Let's see if Zay Flowers back.
Yeah, I saw him working out. That boy got to look like Julio.
But we're
Got
seeing
the locks
doubtful
off.
here. Yeah, I'm hoping, but we'll see. We'll see. He's doubtful, but we'll see. And so I think the running game for the Ravens comes through, and I'm more than that. I think the defense for the Ravens comes through. I think they have the most talented defense, even though they didn't play like it early in the season. They look better in the second half. I think they have the most talented defense in the league. Running their rush defense has been good all year. Roquan Smith and them boys been handling business all year, and I think the DBs are getting it together, man. I think Josh Allen's gonna do Josh Allen things. He's gonna get some plays, but I think with who's your boy back there, safety,
Kyle Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton, and them boys, and they gonna take care of business. I disagree with one thing. I think anything but a win. I don't care if Lamar put up 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. Anything but a win, they gonna talk about him bad, man. It don't matter. And that's just how it is. That's how it is when you're at the top. But I think Lamar takes care of business. And even more than that, I think Lamar pushes past Josh Allen. And it's a conversation between him and Patrick Mahomes by the end of all this.
Mm. Hey, that's what I want to see, man. I really want him to win this game, bro. I'm gonna be locked in on this game, bro. I'm making wings and some rotel dip for this game, bro.
All right.
I'm gonna be locked in the house, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All righty. So let's go ahead and go to the championship games. Well, this is where we diverge. We both had different picks for who we think are in the NFC and AFC championship games. So give me your AFC, we'll stay in the AFC championship game predictor. You have the Chiefs and the Ravens battling it out to go to the Super Bowl.
So I have the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. I think it's their year. I think just the mentality and how Lamar performed last week just proves, you go against a divisional opponent, you torch them, you do what you're supposed to do. You have the confidence of beating the Bills, and then you go on to beat Mahomes and you go to the Super Bowl. That's my pick.
Um, I have the Ravens going to the Super Bowl as well. I have them beating the Texans in what I don't think is that close of a game. I think the Texans beat the Chiefs because of a matchup based win. I think those defensive ends and that pass rush combined with those corners is going to give Patrick Mahomes problems. And I don't think Trent McDuffie can contain Nico Collins. And I think once you get past those two things, the Chiefs could lose that game. I don't think those same matchups are there against the Ravens. They're not going to be able to overly rush on Lamar because he's going to take off, or he's going to run pass option with Derrick Henry, or he's going to escape and heave it downfield. I just don't think that's there. Plus, I think the Ravens' offensive line is more balanced. I just don't think it's there for the defense to take advantage of that Ravens offense. And then on defense, um, the Ravens probably can give up some big plays, but I don't think that's enough to kill them. I think you can squeak out a long touchdown or two, but I don't think Joe Mixon gets off against that Ravens rush defense, and I don't think you get enough bombs to beat that Ravens offense. And so I think the Ravens win a pretty easy one against the Texans and go to the Super Bowl.
All right. Yep. Okay. Now let's go to the other side. I know I had Lions and Rams. So look, guys, people are gonna hate this pick here.
Okay,
The Rams are gonna win.
that's
This is
crazy.
a
That's crazy. Oh man,
matchup.
you
This
break it
is
down to me, bro. Break it down, bro.
this is a great story. The Lions versus the Rams, golf again going against his
Yeah,
old team.
yeah,
And for some reason, I don't know what it is. The NFC always finds a way to have elite teams like the 49ers or whatever that can't get over the hump. I
yeah.
think I think this will be one of those examples here when they play the Rams. The Rams have everything. They they are flying under the radar, man. Nobody really expects much from this team. They are playing with house money every week. I think it'll be they'll come in calm, cool, collected, and the Lions will make some type of mistake to lose them the game. Whether that's going on fourth down too many times and not taking points. I think McVay will do the strategic things, the simple things that you don't really look at as they're just simple, just doing simple things that you should do as a coach and not taking risks that Dan Campbell might make. And they're gonna win the game, guys. That's
All
it.
right. I got to give you some pushback here, man. I think you are really getting recency bias to what they did last week because the Rams have some holes in their roster, and we know this because they barely made the playoffs over the Seahawks. What were they, like 9-8 or something like that? They on the
Uh,
back end of that defense, they got some holes for sure. Those DBs, you know what I'm saying, they can get cooked. The defensive line, while they are good, they've had games where they look young and can get taken advantage of. And I think that while the offense is elite, I think the offense is definitely elite. You have games like the Bills game. You remember when they beat the Bills and they went up by like 30 damn near, and the Bills still almost came back and won that game. I think the talent, the overall like full roster talent level catches up to them at some point. I got that's all. I'm giving you some pushback on this one on these Rams takes, man. These Rams takes are getting a little outlandish, man.
Oh man, hey, look, I gotta come with some hot takes this week, man.
All right, all right. So, all right, I'm gonna go to mine. I had the Eagles and the Lions. If Bills Ravens was game of the year, this one's right behind it, man. I think this is the battle of like the other one was battle of the quarterbacks. This is the battle of the run games, man. Two big old offensive lines with two elite running backs behind them and two game manager quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Game manager plus, though, I think they're both good quarterbacks who've proven that they know how to win and know how to execute the offense, and I like both of them actually. Jared Goff won me my fantasy championship this year. And then just two elite receiving cores, two defenses that play hard and have talented guys on them. Just two elite teams in the Lions and the Eagles, and we're in lockstep because I do not have the Lions going to the Super Bowl either. I got the Eagles
Mm,
pushing through, just like I had at the beginning of the year, Ravens versus Eagles in the Super Bowl. And I think the kicker is I think that Eagles pass rush starts to get to Jared Goff. They have Jalen Carter, they have Jordan Davis, they have Nolan Smith, they have Zach Bond, that linebacker who's versatile, who can go in coverage or rush. I think a mixture of that and them taking some risk and letting those DBs, um, sit in coverage and letting those defensive linemen just go. I think they get out of Detroit with a win, man. I got the Eagles getting past the Lions, man, and going back to the Super Bowl.
okay, yeah. And I think something people have really slept on golf's growth. I really want to talk about that because I mean, man, dude has been pretty dang elite. I'm not gonna lie, man, and people have not been talking about him enough.
Yeah,
He's done his job. He had all the talks with the Rams. They got rid of him, threw him out to dry, and he's back, man, doing his thing.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
all
And
right,
before we go, I and the reason I got the Eagles is I think the Eagles are the one team that have just as many guys and maybe more than the Lions on just the Lions kill you because that offense line is stacked with guys, and then they have skill guys everywhere. The Eagles are the one team that on their defense, they have a bunch of defense linemen, they have a bunch of guys in coverage. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
for Amon Ra, you throw Cooper DeJean on them. For Jameson Williams, you throw Quinyon Mitchell on them. In the back, you got Reed Blankenship and CJ Gardner Johnson. You got Darius Slay out there for somebody else. And then it's just for all of those, because they Lions just kill you by 1,000 cuts. Like wherever you weak at, that's where we'll play the game. And the Eagles got everything. I think the only way the Eagles lose that game is if Jalen Hurts just doesn't show up, which is a big possibility. So we'll see.
that's that's my only thing, bro. The I think it'll take just one game, bro. It takes one game for Jalen to not have a good game, and they fall off. He didn't play well against the Packers. I just think one of these games, either he's going to turn it on this week and maybe turn it off next week, or this week is going to be the week that he falls. And I mean, the Rams have the offense to be able to keep up. The Eagles are elite, man. The defense is elite, but it just takes one game for them to fall off and they lose it. So that's just why I just feel like, man, the Eagles are not gonna make it to the Super Bowl. We'll see though.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, man. So it's time for Super Bowl Sunday, man. You got the Ravens versus the Rams
That sounds like
in
an
the
ugly
Super Bowl.
matchup, bro.
It does, bro. Your Super Bowl's nasty, bro. I don't know, bro.
Woo, that sounds so terrible, bro. Dang. Look, of course, I'm gonna go Ravens here. Look, this
You don't even like your Super Bowl pick.
I actually don't even like it, bro. It sounds ugly, bro.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, I gotta continue with it. Actually, no, I'm not gonna continue with it, man. I'm gonna actually say
You gonna
I
pivot?
gotta pivot. All right, I'm gonna go Ravens Lions in the Super Bowl, a hood classic. We got Detroit and Baltimore, The Wire. Um, we're gonna go Ravens. We're gonna go Ravens,
Ravens.
baby.
Man, why do I want to put the Lions in the Super Bowl too for a hood classic? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I almost talked myself out of the Eagles pick, but I'm gonna stick with it. Ravens, Eagles in the Super Bowl, and Lamar takes care of business, man. I'm just being a homer at this point. I think both teams are elite. I think both teams have full rosters. I think if we look at the holes on the Ravens, it's the receiving core. And the Eagles' strength is the DBs. So that could be a major problem. If Lamar feeds into that and you know what I'm saying, he tries to force it. I don't think he does that. I think he can miss the run in the football and see him he can break through. And I think on the other side of the ball too, though, I think Jalen Hurts is gonna have trouble getting that ball to AJ Brown. That could not be the case, but if I'm the Ravens, I'm doubling him all night, and I'm living with whatever y'all try to do with Saquon Barkley. I think it's gonna be the battle of who can get their run games going the most and who could be the most dominant in the run game. And I think the both teams like strength meets strength is going to be the immovable force versus the unstoppable object, and trying to figure out who can like just break through and what could probably turn into a rock fight. That could either turn into a rock
Yeah.
fight or a 40-38. Everybody just getting busting out big plays.
That is now the Ravens Eagles matchup is kind of scary to me, man, because how good the defense is week in and week out. Like if they play the Lions, they can go back and forth with them on offense because I
Mm-hmm.
don't think the Lions are as good on defense. But man, that matchup right there would scare me as a Ravens fan because really the only question on the Eagles is how well will Hurts play. And you know Saquon gonna get his. You know that defense can cover anybody, and the Ravens don't necessarily have they don't have anybody elite on that side as far as receivers go. So that matchup is very scary, and that's why I would hate to see that happen. You know,
I got you. And that's why I'm like, I think that would probably be one of the hardest matchups for the Ravens as well. I think that's why it could turn into a rock fight because I can definitely see a place where the Ravens are containing Saquon Barkley too, especially if Jalen Hurts is having a bad game where
yeah,
Saquon's getting stopped. Because definitely has those games where he had 100 yards and a touchdown, but it didn't come till the fourth quarter. He spent most of the game 20 yards for 3.1 yards per carry because he couldn't get past off. You know what I'm saying? He getting stuck in the backfield. So that would be one of the harder matchups for the Ravens. I definitely think the Lions matchup offensively they could get more going. But we'll see. I still got the Ravens squeaking it out based off of Lamar Magic. I think the Ravens would go into that game though with the best player on the field.
true. That is facts. That's without question. So yeah, we gonna see how this plays out. Man, I need to write down my picks, man. See how well this works out.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you written down here. Rams, Lions, Chiefs, and Ravens.
All right.
All right, man. So now we're going to the MVP conversation, man. Before we do that, go ahead and get my boy Pat Surtain, Defensive Player of the Year. Quit playing with him. Quit playing with him. Quit playing with him.
Yep.
Uh, and I think he's favored to win it, but I'm not sure. Let's
Who
see.
all is in the race? I need to see who all is in it. Hmm.
Let's see. Pat Surtain is in the lead. TJ Watt plus 140. TJ Watt, what? Trey
I
Hendrickson, I
don't
know, is
see
in
that
it.
high.
And I know Miles Garrett's in it. Andrew Van Ginkel. Let's see. That's one side.
Yeah, there's no way. Whoa, he ain't even in that one.
Is in everything is a elevation. Oh, no, no. They said Patrick Surtain. too.
Okay. Yeah, I think he's overwhelmingly been the best on
Yeah,
defense this year.
yeah. TJ Watt is kind of in the conversation, but yeah, I think Pat's gonna get it. Yeah. But okay, so going to our our MVP debate, man.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Uh, do we agree Saquon should get Offensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, he deserves that. Um, and I think, well, we've had years where that happens, right? I guess where quarterback wins MVP and then a running back will win Offensive Player of the Year. Did Derrick did he win it when he went for 2K? I need to.
Let's see. I don't feel like he didn't, but maybe. I know Chris McCaffrey got it. Oh yeah, he did. He did. 2020.
So yeah, that looks like
Like
a recipe for him to win that one for sure.
super at that year, Justin Jefferson. Yeah. So yeah, Saquon should definitely get that this year.
No
Um,
doubt about it. Rookie,
Matt Ryan got it. Get out of here, brother. I'm always here for some Matt Ryan. Hey, you remember that year DeMarco Murray was going crazy?
bro, he went for 2K and then they threw him out to dry, bro.
Bro,
It
like they
wasn't the
got rid of him
same.
quick, bro.
That was so wrong, bro. They
And he
ran
was
him into
nice
the
at Oklahoma
ground.
too. They ran him into the ground for sure. He was nice at Oklahoma too. You remember that?
Yeah, yeah, he was cold.
That's crazy. And they forgot about him so quick because right after that, Zeke came into the NFL and went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? That's crazy.
That's just sad, bro.
I'm getting off on a tangent. All right. So, um, NFL. Also, we got Offensive Player of the Year. You saying Saquon should have it?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Pat,
Pat. Can you think of any moments of the year? Any big catches this year? Like I'm forgetting one.
who is there right now?
Who had that
Uh,
one-handed catch? I'm forgetting about. Yeah, don't worry about it. We
yeah,
thinking
I
too
don't
long.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, forget all these. All right, man. Just give me your NFL MVP of the year, man. Let's get to it.
MVP, look, he has done everything right. He's played exceptional. He's broke records. He's he played better than last year where he got the MVP already. People are saying Derrick Henry is so elite. He shouldn't get it. And I sit there and I watch the Bills play and I watch James cook and I watch that offensive line that is massive and elite and all the playmakers around and say they really over here trying to downplay Lamar's game right now. And I don't appreciate it. Lamar Jackson for the MVP.
All right, man. I had a feeling that was coming. We both had Lamar as our Super Bowl winner, but I'm about to tell you why you're wrong, brother.
Oh
You
wow.
know, yeah, man. Yeah, man. You thought you had a friend, man. This had nothing to do with what Julian in that long ass video he sent. For y'all that
Yeah,
don't
I
know, our
was
friend
not
Julian has
watching
been
that.
on the Josh Allen love fest, bro. But one thing he was right about is that while Lamar will win his first Super Bowl this year, and that he was elite among elite, I don't think Josh Allen was better than Lamar this year. But I do think Josh Allen deserves the MVP more than Lamar by a hair. All right, we're gonna bring out the stats now, man.
Hmm.
Because I think when we compare rosters, the rosters are pretty even. I think the Bills offensive line, like you said, was very elite this year. I think James Cook was elite this year. I think Josh Allen has weapons. Khalil Shakir started out the season like 27 for 27 attempts to receptions. Like he didn't miss, he didn't drop a ball in every pass attempt that he had, or not pass attempt, target that he had. Target 27 targets, 27 catches. He started out with a crazy stat like that. Khalil Shakir's been great. Dalton Kincaid been solid. He's got pass catchers. And Lamar has an elite roster around him as well. The defense is great. He's got Derrick Henry. I think roster is a wash. I'm not really here to compare rosters. But what we will do is look at the number. The numbers. All right. Lamar Jackson. Stats. Lamar Jackson had a crazy year.
Mm-hmm.
67 completion percentage, elite, 4,000 yards, elite, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, elite.
Yeah.
Those are his passing stats. Those are his counting stats without going too deep. And where is rushing stats? See
I think
rushing
he
stats
had
somewhere?
nine something. I don't. Let me look it up.
I want to show everything. I want to be somebody saying, "By we going to ESPN, go to ESPN." I usually like Pro Football Reference, but they tripping right now. Okay, and I got it right here. Rushing stats. He had 900 rush yards, 4 touchdowns, 8 fumbles. So he had 4 fumbles lost. So he had 12 turnovers. Remember that. That's going to be important later. Stay with
Wait,
me.
wait,
Lock
wait.
in with me.
12. He had four fumbles lost, four picks, eight turnovers.
He had 8 fumbles though. He dropped that bit. I don't care if he got it back. All right. All right,
See,
that's
that's
fine though. That's
crazy.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. We could call it that's fine. That's fine. We could call it 8 turnovers. It's not gonna change my argument. It's not gonna change my argument. So we going so we said it though. He had 41 touchdowns, he had 8 turnovers. Oh, he had
45 touchdowns,
yeah, if you
include.
include those. Man, why am my computer acting slow now? What we doing, man? What we doing, man? What we doing, man? All right, cool. See the stats, boy. All right, so Josh Allen, 500 rush yards, 12 touchdowns, 1 fumble, 6 interceptions, 28 touchdowns, man. So Josh Allen had what? He had 40 touchdowns total to Lamar's 45.
Hmm.
He had no fumbles lost, so he only had 6 interceptions, according to how you get down with it. So stats wise, they're basically even. I think Lamar had a little bit more touchdowns with a little bit more interceptions. Yards wise, I think Lamar won that. The stats are ridiculous for both of them. So I'm not here to argue stats. I'm not here to argue team. So we can't argue those. The teams are a wash. The stats are just up there as a wash. They both were playing at a crazy level. So you're like, Jordan, why are you picking Josh Allen? It's simple, man. They won more games. If we could admit that they were both at an elite level where the stats are ridiculous, there's no crazy discrepancy. There's the teams were they both had strengths and weaknesses on their teams, where we're looking at the teams and I don't see a major advantage on their teams. Where can I win the debate outside of I like this player more? Because they both are crazy talented. They're both doing ridiculous things. Josh Allen won more games as the quarterback of the Buffalo Bills. I digress. Give me. What is your pushback, or do you agree?
Ah, man. Let me see. Let me hold up. No, I don't agree. Based on
Talk
based
to me.
on what they got, two more wins or something. Let me
Yeah. Um. We'll go to standings. I think they had like 2 more wins.
let's see. Let's look at this real quick, man.
Buffalo Bills finished 13-4. The Ravens finished 12-5. So they had one more win.
Okay,
And
all
what's
right. Let's see.
crazy is that their point differential is exactly the same. So like the difference in like the amount their opponent scored and the amount of points they scored. This is one of the we got to acknowledge this is one of the closest MVP races I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's crazy close. I'm
So
trying to
what
look.
what is your what
I'm
is your
trying
rebuttal, sir?
to. I'm trying to look at one. I'm trying to look at the division, right?
Okay.
Whose division is stronger? We
Mm,
all know the
mm.
AFC North is stronger. We have a team in the Bengals
Okay.
that if they made the playoffs, we would be sitting here like, look, you do not want to see the Bengals head to head. I think they would still be in this playoffs right now, given they made it. And the Chiefs didn't have to sit all their people, and if they would have actually won that game, Bengals in, it would have been a crazy, extremely crazy playoff run for the AFC on that side. You got the Steelers. Of course, they're not elite at the quarterback position, but they're coached well. Defense is great. We have the AFC East with the Patriots ass, Jets ass. We have Miami really ass, honestly. And you
They're
play those
mid. They're
teams.
mid. They're mid, but I feel you. The Steelers and
They're
the
mid.
Bengals are better than the Dolphins. I'll definitely give you that.
Exactly. So that just gives me you play those teams twice
Mm.
a year, bro. Those are shoe-in wins. So what my thing is really is I would say the strength of schedules are they're not the same. And also you have a head-to-head matchup
Oh,
where the
I was afraid you was gonna
Ravens
go there. I was afraid you was gonna go there.
absolutely demolish them.
Oh man, I was afraid you was gonna go
There's
there.
no way, there's no way you can give it to Josh with those circumstances and how close the stats and really how close the talent is. There's no way. I don't
You
see
got me. You got me. I can see. I can see. Oh yeah, yeah. I got Lamar too. Fuck it.
it.
You got me. You
Ooh,
got
that was
me.
that was
Yeah,
good
man.
though. That was good, man.
I tried, man. I tried, man. But yeah, man. I didn't even expect you to hit me with the comparative divisions. You got me there. I was like, shit, I didn't think about that. But if you hit me with I knew the head-to-head boy was probably gonna come at some point. I was like, ugh. But yeah, you got me.
And
You got
then
me.
look, they gave Lamar all pro. First team all pro. That's another sign. You gotta give it to him.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, man. When you break it down like that, I can't fight too much. I think this is one of the closest races I've ever seen. Them boys different, man. I think we might have talked about this. You know how tennis had Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic? Like we
Mm-hmm.
really got Mahomes, Lamar, and Josh, man. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, oh, these dudes is just as good as Pat, man. They just got to prove it in that Super Bowl. They got to
Yeah,
prove it
that's
and
it.
beat him. But like, if I'm just looking at the tape, I'm like, man, they can't do exactly what he does, but they do some stuff that he can't do. Like he ain't got nothing of what they got on the feet, and they all got them rockets for arms. They be doing some crazy stuff. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And
man.
I'm just disappointed that the Bengals couldn't get it together on defense, bro. Like if you have those four guys in the playoffs, CJ is coming. Herbert, he's still coming. We hoping he'll get over the
Yeah,
hump. Like, bro, the AFC, man, it's just ridiculous, bro.
yeah. It's the AFC is ridiculous. I wouldn't want to be in the AFC to be honest.
Yeah.
It's too many good quarterbacks, man, and it's levels like because like there's the Justin Herbert CJ level. I think they're kind of comparable right now to CJ. I think CJ's ready to take a leap because I think he's a winner, but I still put Herbert in his class until further notice. And then I think Joe Burrow's kind of on a class of his own. And then we get into Lamar and Josh Allen, and then we get to like there's levels at every level. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they all
Yeah.
dogs. They all will kill you in the game. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous, man.
Yeah, yeah. So it's crazy. If I was getting drafted, man, I'd be like, hey, I'm trying to go to the NFC if I'm a
Yeah,
quarterback.
man. Facts. Um, so yeah, we could go ahead and move on. Lamar's MVP, and hopefully he's Super Bowl MVP too, man.
Oh yeah, he got to get both. Got to. But Derrick Henry might fight him for it. We'll see. All right. And now
Righty,
I guess
man. Let's get to
we're
these
gonna get
damn coaches,
into
man.
the coach talk.
Um, let me go ahead and start this off, man. Bleep the Patriots, man. It's up for y'all boys. Y'all don't even have to do my boy like that, man. Um,
They didn't,
y'all
bro. That
didn't
was
give him a
wild.
that was wild. Y'all didn't give him a shot, so he was a fill-in coach. They honestly had a good year for the roster they had, which was making me mad because he only had that 1 year, right? It was his first year,
Yeah,
or
and
was
the
that his
crazy
second
thing
year?
is
Yeah,
that was the first one, and it's just like if y'all wanted Vrabel the whole time, why didn't y'all just go get him in the first place?
yeah.
Why put this man out here with a team that has nothing and expect him to win, or put him in that position where you just gonna fire him, and now he has zero chance of probably getting back to the head coaching position for another. I don't know what you can really with that resume. How can he get that position again without sitting in a coordinator spot for a while, bro? It just sucks, man. I don't get it. And then you got Antonio Pierce. I don't know if he was as good of a coach, but he was also in a position where what do you do? You got Bowers, and then what else you got?
And
So
it's just frustrating because you just don't see it. And I'm sure we can find some like one off or two off cases where this has happened to the white coaches, but it's I've seen it so many times with the black coaches. Like Lovie Smith got this treatment when he was in Houston, where they're just filling guys like you're here because we know we're going to be bad, lay the foundation, and we're getting rid of you as soon as we see any light at the end of the tunnel. And half the time it doesn't even work. You get it, you get a coach in there and he literally just takes them backwards. And I kind of hope that's what happens to the Patriots. I like Drake May. So I want all the best for his career, but I can't get down with how they just did that man, bro. Because it's he literally was setting the foundation, man. The Patriots were competitive, they were playing hard, they had a young quarterback, and next year, at the very least, man, you know what I'm saying? See what he does next year. See if there's progress in the culture. See if they win more games. See if he adds some more talent. Give the man a shot, bro. I don't
yeah,
know,
it
man. That's just it's bad business.
made no sense, man. And he's also one of your own, bro. He was a Patriot, and you do him like that on top of that, that's just crazy. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, man. And then they gonna do this. So I don't know if you've seen. They offered a interview to Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator for the Lions, and he turned it down. Shout out to Aaron Glenn for turning it down. They were offering him a I think it's the Rooney Rule, whatever. It was basically to comply with the NFL's policy to interview minority coaches.
Mm,
And they were offering him an interview basically to just show like, look, we're looking at other people, not just Mike Vrabel, and he turned it down. And it was just like you could tell the Patriots are just playing in everybody's face, man. And it's like just man, if y'all was it's like you said, if you was gonna do that, man, just hire Mike Vrabel outright, bro. Why'd you wait?
yeah, it looks like he was already not coaching. I don't understand the thought process behind all that. Didn't make sense. So, yeah, I hate it for him, and hopefully he gets another opportunity like Brian Flores being the DC, doing a great job with the Vikings. Can get that position again. We'll see.
Gotcha, I got you.
So
Go
I
ahead.
guess now what we got to talk about Dion, man. He's on the radar for the Cowboys, it seems. What do you think, man? Do you think it's a good move? Do you think it's actually possible?
So I'm gonna go ahead and put my Jerry Jones hat on. Everybody's putting their GM hat on, and that's the wrong hat to put on because you
Mm-hmm.
thinking in the wrong place. You thinking in the wrong place already. Deion Sanders would is the perfect pick for the Dallas Cowboys head coaching job. Why, Jordan? He's never coached at the NFL level. Why, Jordan? Uh, they need a coach that knows how to turn this organization around. No, they don't. They're the Cowboys, man. And they're trying to sell tickets. First of all, they're trying to sell tickets. This roster is not going to be ready to win for a while. They have Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and nothing else. And I left out Dak Prescott for a reason. So let's before I go to the Cowboys, let's look at Dion. Dion, he was a high school coach, Prime Academy got shut down. Then he became the offensive coordinator at Trinity, a school in Texas when his son Shador was in high school. They won a good amount of games there that landed him the Jackson State job, and then I think 3 seasons at Jackson State, he won the conference championship twice and was coach of the year twice. Did really good at Jackson State. A lot of people be hating, saying, "Oh, it's just HBU, yada yada yada." He did a great job at coaching them boys up, getting kids in there, and progressing them. Got to Colorado. I think they had 1 win the season before he came.
Mhm.
Very next year they had 4 wins, went 4-8. Still losing season, but they had 1 win the season before he came. This year they went 8-4 or something like that, 8-4, 9-4, and lost in the bowl game. 2 seasons ago, they were 1 win. So he has been a good coach at every level as he's progressed. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
He's shown progression. So it's not like you can say he's had a bad like he's failing upwards. He's been successful objectively at every level. We've already seen guys go from coaching in college to coaching at the next level. So that's not your excuse. He's not an elite head coach at the college level. I'm not going that far, but he's been successful. And then you add in the celebrity factor, the cowboy ties. This is the perfect candidate for the Cowboys and what they want to do from a business level. And you can't tell me, but it's not been about winning for the Cowboys for a while. In my opinion, he is the coach for the Cowboys right now. You wanted the circus. Well, here's the ringleader. If I was them, I would get Dion at coach and I would immediately start shopping Dak Prescott to see if I can sell him to one of the top teams to get that pick and get Shedeur Sanders.
Mm.
Some people don't believe in
Ooh.
Shedeur. If you don't believe in him, shoot, I'm gonna see how bad you don't believe in him. I'll offer you Dak Prescott in a pick. Here, you want a franchise quarterback? Shit, take this motherfucker and let me get Shedeur.
Ooh, that's hey, this is beautiful right here. This is
Yeah,
what a wonderful script. Cause I
man.
think the same thing, bro. Like
Okay, but
the that whole GM hat thing, no, we can't think about that. I mean, and also you who are you going to hire that is really going to be more proven and as good? I mean, I know a lot of people are like shaky about Mike McCarthy, but I mean, he's won one. He's done well with the team. Of course, this year
and you
they
just fired
trash.
him. But
Yeah,
he had
so
three 12-win seasons before this year. You just fired him. So
yeah, without, I mean, we talk about Dak and all that, but I mean, Dak's not playing. Your run game is not there. So I mean, what can you really do? Um, So who else can you hire at this point? Unless you can steal Mike Tomlin, which we'll talk about later, there's nobody that you can really hire that's going to be as good and proven as Mike has in his tenure as an NFL coach over the time. So you you got to go with the guy that's going to make a big splash, and that's what Jerry always wants to do. So Dion is that guy. Now, will he be able to get out of Colorado? I don't know. So are they going to offer him the money? They should. But this is a perfect pick. And then what you said about Shador, man, dang, I didn't even think about that. Getting rid of Dak, everybody has always been doubting him anyway. Send him somewhere where who has a team that's potentially on the cusp of winning games, and give him a quarterback and see what he can do in another spot. People are tired of him in Dallas. It sounds like so. Why not take a shot at Shador, pick him, and see what happens, man. Hopefully they can also get the dude at Boise. That would go crazy.
GT.
And yeah, Genty, that would change things a lot. But yeah, Dion is the guy. I agree.
Yeah, if I'm the Titans, man, I think about that. Especially if you don't believe in Shedeur and Shedeur made it clear I don't want to be there. Um, like see if you can pressure them to trade that pick. And I think you said something. There's not coaching options for the Cowboys because they put themselves in a box of like the elite coaches don't want to go to Dallas because Jerry Jones is there. And Jerry
Mm-hmm.
Jones is going to have his hand on like the pulse of the team or whatever you call it. And he's going to want things to look how he wants things to look. You can't set a culture there because they have a culture already. The Cowboys are prime time. They're sensational. They're box office. And if it don't look like that, they're not interested. So any coach like the Ben Johnson that everybody wants to get right now, who wants to come there and wants to focus on football, is going to keep being met at the wall of Jerry Jones and thinks that um, what he thinks or his opinion or whatever. And you gotta get somebody that fits the role. And Dion can navigate those waters. He's done it before. Dion is
Yeah.
gonna know when to push back on Jerry and when not to, when to let him do his things. And you know what I'm saying? And he's gonna invite the lights. He's already done it, the commercial, this, that, and the other. That's just a part of his process. So I don't know. To me, the Dion thing, as much as I keep, because everybody's hating on it from what I've seen, a lot of the people are like, this is dumb, this is whatever. I don't know, man. It makes sense to me because you're not going to be good anytime soon.
Yeah.
That's just a time thing as far as y'all need to draft guys for that line, defense and offense. You got to fill out that roster. I love my boy Trayvon Diggs, but he's not looking all that hot right now. uh,
Yeah.
um, Yeah, man. So yeah, I got Dion going to the Cowboys. Hopefully, I don't know if that actually happened, but I hope it happens.
Yeah. And also they've talked about Kellen Moore, but if I'm Kellen Moore, why
Lord have
would I go
mercy.
back when they fired me a few years ago because they didn't feel like I was a good OC? Why would I go back there and be a
That's
head coach? That's completely crazy.
crazy.
So yeah.
That's why I'm like the Cowboys have had like decent people in there. Kellen Moore, they said he wasn't a good OC because it's like they did that thing when like we have a problem and we don't know how to fix it. We're just gonna blame somebody. Because the
Mm-hmm.
offense had been good for like 4 straight years. That was during the period when offense was great. So it was kind of funny. But
Yeah.
that's corporate stuff. We know how that's any like field or profession where you just got to blame somebody.
Yep. Facts. So hopefully Dion gets it. Um, it'll be perfect. It would be box office. Get your popcorn ready. That's what Jerry wants. So yeah, let's do it.
Do it. Let's do it.
All right. You want to go on to the next topic?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Mike Tomlin, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin, man. And we both love Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
Is Mike Tomlin cooked in Pittsburgh?
I think the question. So I think what everybody is thinking about, should the Steelers go find somebody else? And I think the real question is, should Mike Tomlin go and find somebody else? Um, because my answer for the Steelers is, who you gonna find that's better than
Yeah,
Mike Tomlin? You're not.
yeah.
And what I think is, I don't think the Steelers have done enough to get the talent there. So what I think Tomlin should really do is look at the Bears. Can he change that culture with all that talent that's in that building? I think Tomlin should be like, all right, let me go find out what I can do somewhere else that has all the talent there waiting on me. A good quarterback that just needs some coaching, needs an offensive line, and just needs some guidance to take that next step. And go with the Bears, man. That's what I think he should do. But the Steelers, there's no way you should be getting rid of Tomlin when he's done what he's done with the roster that y'all got.
All right. I'm gonna have to give you some pushback because I think you're being a little unfair.
Mm,
Before I do that, I'm gonna say that I do have some information that I found right before we started the pod that Mike Tomlin, the Bears have reached out to Mike Tomlin about a trade. They reached out to the Steelers to see if they could talk to Mike Tomlin about potentially trading for him. Mike Tomlin responded and said, no, and nobody else waste your time, saying he wants to stay in Pittsburgh with the Steelers. Loyalty, respect to all that on both sides. I think the Steelers and him are locked in together and say they want to stay together. I think that is the wrong move. And I think both sides, Tomlin and the Steelers, have some blame for their current situation and should consider splitting up only for the sake of, I feel like they're stuck in their ways. Um,
Mm.
the Steelers this year have had the problem that they've had since Big Ben fell off. Even his last years in Pittsburgh when he was trash, um, they had a mediocre offense with a good defense, and the offense was experienced and crafty enough to get just enough for them to win games and look like a solid football team that we knew wasn't going to win nothing. Been their problem since then, since Big Ben stopped being the elite quarterback. Mike Tomlin is in the Bill Belichick zone of he is still a great coach. He still knows how to win, still knows how to be good defensively, but he is not inventive and creative enough on the offensive side, whether it be drafting a quarterback. Belichick's was getting receivers and skill guys later in his career. Mike Tomlin can't, for whatever reason, they're too good to draft high quarterback, and they're not finding one in the middle of the draft or free agency. They tried Kenny Pickett because he was like a hometown guy. That didn't work. His creativity on the offensive side is just not getting it done. And the Steelers are also old school in that they're like, we're just going to win with defense and running and, you know what I'm saying, hard nosed football. I think both Tomlin and Pittsburgh, I'm not sure that they should part ways, but I think they should at least, I hope they're at least acknowledging we're doing something wrong, both as an organization and as a coach, and we need to find that I trust Mike Tomlin from the X's and O's on defense in setting the tone, getting players to buy in. I do not trust Mike Tomlin anymore on creating an elite offense that can win a Super Bowl, even though he did do it at a time when they had Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. But right now, it's a what have you done for me lately league. He has not found the quarterback to do that with. And I bought into maybe Justin Fields being the guy. For whatever reason, he couldn't take that job from Russell Wilson. They got to find that guy. So if they stay together, y'all got to find the guy. Because I guarantee you, if they have another season like this 2 years from now, the fans are going to turn on Mike Tomlin at some point and be like, "Yo, all right, bro, we've done this for too long. I think it was his 18th year, and he won the Super Bowl early in his tenure as coach. So it's been like 10 plus years without a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I
and like
love Mike
what,
Tomlin.
five or six straight losses in the wild card round.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I love Mike Tomlin, but after a while, you get into Sean Payton, Mike McCarthy category of cool. That's what you did back then, but hey, it's 2024, man. We need to see something now, and so we all respect Mike Tomlin, but I don't think it's just the Steelers that need to be holding on to this. At some point, it's going to be like hey, we just got to try something different.
yeah. My only my only pushback. That's a good comparison with Sean Payton and Mike McCarthy, but those guys had like Drew was he was there, you know, a lot longer. I mean, I guess that was like Big Ben at the end, but now he's just been in a position for what, how many years? At least close to
Um,
10 now without Ben. And it's like, damn, Mike, he had A Rod when A Rod was still winning MVPs. Drew Brees was still pretty elite up until the end. So, but yeah, I mean, they got to find that quarterback. That is
yeah,
facts.
and
And
that's what I'm like. It's not like I'm saying I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't think he don't know how to win games, but we're going into every season now knowing like the Steelers are going to be frisky. They might give you a bad loss during the season, but we not putting them in. We haven't put the Steelers in a Super Bowl pick in 7 years. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, it's like okay, like being good is cool, but like I don't want to go into every season and not even consider winning a Super Bowl. After a while, like you need a quarterback, man, and that's what every coach's dilemma is. It's like every business, your first dilemma is like we need money. Your first dilemma for every coach is we got to find a quarterback. He got to find a quarterback.
facts. That is facts. And dang, I had one more thing. Oh, so I think really Mike has all the leverage also in this situation. I don't think
McCarthy?
the Steelers, well, Mike
Oh,
Tomlin,
Tomlin.
because I don't think the Steelers feel like they can find another guy that wouldn't put them. They don't want to take the risk to lose Mike and then they be terrible for another 5, 10 years, you know. So I think Mike has all the leverage in this situation.
That's my problem though, is that it feels like both sides are risk averse and have been risk averse for the past 5, 6, 7 years because it feels like the Steelers got into this by being so conservative and so like we hard nosed, we gonna play right way, we don't have to take any big swings on free agents or draft picks. We're just going to draft good offensive linemen and good defensive players and build the roster. And a quarterback will find us or fall to us. And it just hasn't happened. So you like no risk it, no biscuit after a certain point. Like you'll be solid that way, but you'll never approach because you're in the AFC, man. You'll never approach what Lamar because any year, Joe Burrow, Lamar, Josh Allen, CJ Stroud, there might be a year where two of them have a bad team and it's just a good quarterback, but it's every year at least two of those quarterbacks is going to have a good roster around them, and you're not beating them. So I think I think the consideration of the Bears was a good one. He should consider the Bears because they have the quarterback and they have a roster. He just needs to come in there, coach them boys up, let them know this is the program and y'all gonna buy into it or you're out of here. And I'm gonna fix this situation, and then that'll open up things for the Steelers to at least give a young guy a shot because we there's a lot of coaches that we didn't know they were good until they got a shot.
Yeah.
There's also the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson, who a lot of people have wanted. If he's ready to become a head coach, he might look at the Steelers job and be like, I can do something with that. I'm an offensive minded guy. They already got the defense, they got the mentality. I go in there and fix that offense. Maybe he does something with Justin Fields. Maybe he sees a guy in the draft that's not talked about. I don't know. And he's willing to risk it or trade up. But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't know. But
You
I'm still leaning towards him staying in Pittsburgh because I think he can find a quarterback. But I definitely think he got to change his mentality, and they got to go after a guy.
Yeah, that's the thing, really. You would think over the years they would take a shot and move up and try to get somebody at this point. They lucky the Browns swung and missed on Deshaun. Because if Deshaun would have been as good as he was with the Texans and they had Burrow, Deshaun, and Lamar,
Like,
they
bro,
it would really
easy.
be a wrap, you know. They
He'd be
would be like,
ugly.
"Yo, we gotta get him out of
Get
here."
him out of
But they
there.
lucky they
Yeah,
swung and missed on that because if they would have they would have made that pick and Deshaun been great, it would have been a
yeah.
fucking problem.
Like Michael Penix last year, man. I'm screaming like somebody
Yeah,
go get this man, bro.
yeah,
And I'm glad the Falcons did. I wish I still in the Falcons thing is funny because you remember we were like, why are y'all getting Kirk Cousins? Oh, okay, they got Michael Penix. But when I was like looking online, everybody was all like, you got Kirk Cousins. Why are y'all wasting a pick on Michael Penix? I was like, you remember we were on the other side of like, I wish they just got Michael Penix. Like,
yeah, yeah.
so I
I
think the
understood it.
Steelers, go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, I understood it. Well, like, why did you pay Kirk? But then I was like, man, yeah, I am happy they still did get Penix because you never know.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate they paid the man all that money, but hey, you got your guy, hopefully. Because where
I
did Penix go? Where did he
like
get drafted?
eighth, I think. Where is the Steelers at? Because that was somebody that I'm like, bro, you put a
Mhm.
pick or two together, you can get ahead of them and get Penix, bro. Like think about if Penix was the like this year they had good moments for Russ and they made the playoffs. But how much better do you feel about the season if Michael Penix has a great rookie season and they don't, even if they don't make the playoffs, him and just George Pickens look good together. They got the defense. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You
Man, yeah, I'm trying Dallas. I mean, the Steelers. didn't look like they had a pick in the first round this year.
Oh, they didn't?
How is
I
that
swear they
possible,
did.
bro?
They had to have. Let me see. I'm about to
Unless
look it up.
they
I
traded
forgot I got
out.
that screenshot. 2024. Okay. I thought they had Faltani. I thought they took Faltani. Oh yeah, they had the 20th pick. So they had Troy Faltano at 20.
Oh
You
shoot.
look at my
Okay.
screen. Troy Faltano at
Yeah.
20. Penix
Dang, I
went
missed that.
right here. So they would have had to put together they would have to traded this pick, their 20th pick, probably a second round pick, and maybe something else. They would have to gave up something. But like your whole organization looks different because Faltano wasn't even that good this year. He might get better, but your whole organization looks different. If you trade up to here, you get Penix and you rock out with this team. You had this year with Penix. I feel like you feel better about your next 5 to 10 years.
Hmm. Yeah, it's, they gotta they gotta figure it out, bro. Let's see where they draft. They draft 21 this year. So me.
On another note,
Yeah.
bro, look at all these rookies, man. These boys was balling out.
I'm disappointed in Dallas Turner, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe he'll come on.
Yeah, I think Brian Flores had him on the bench a lot, but he did look good in moments. I'll say that. I think he'll still be good.
Terrion Arnold be getting cooked low key, but he out there.
Yeah, but they definitely don't give him easy matchups because I think they be playing man a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Man,
He
man.
might have to move to the slot or something.
I hope not.
But they got Brian Branch there, so it's kind of tough.
Yeah, Brian Branch still is crazy to me, bro. Brian Branch was slow as hell at the combine. I wonder if he was running for real. Did you see it? I think he
Bro
ran like a
was
4.8.
slow, bro. And he was, and they picked him late, bro. He got picked, well, not late, but I think he
Oh,
was,
never
what,
mind. He had a
second?
4.58. I'm tweaking. I don't know why I thought he had a
That shit's
4.8.
still kind of slow, bro. It's
Yeah,
still a little,
it's a little slow, but like I mean, like Devontae Adams got a 4.5. I feel like a 4.5. You can cook with a 4.5 if you got game speed.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He got that.
he got that. And he's a big dude. He's not small now.
Yeah, dude is nice.
Yeah, Brian Branch tough.
Yeah, he got selected second round. Yeah, I was like, dang, he ain't going up higher, but maybe that's because of 40 and all that. But yeah, he was elite, bro. It wasn't like you turn on the
Facts.
tape and it's just nice.
Yeah, facts. Even, yeah, we used to watch like we was watching the Bama game. His name would keep getting called. That's how Dallas Turner was too, but people didn't. I thought Dallas Turner was gonna be like a top 10 pick.
I did too. But yeah, I think they just got to figure out how to use him correctly. He gonna be good.
That's all right, man. That's all I got for real. For real. You got anything else? We don't have to do a fantasy way too early fantasy mock draft or something.
Ooh, yes, sir. We can do that. But yeah, that's all I got on topics right now. Yeah, that's it.
Well, that's all in audio, man. We need y'all to like, share, follow the YouTube, subscribe to the Apple Podcasts, Apple Spotify, the Spotify podcast,
Podcast.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All in audio experience.